Hey, what's up? Cal Rizzi and kids are back. You know what I'm saying? Bad Batch, episodes 5 through 8. This is the mid-season review. Of course, Antonio, I'm Rashad at Tony Franchise at Hanging with the Joneses on all the things. Be sure to check out DCU video we did last night with our boy Jason from the Hard R Wrestling Podcast. We're gonna try to make him a DC regular because he's yeah, it was a fun time. I gotta go back and check it. I ain't gonna spoil it. Go back and check it. Overall, just we'll go through 5 through in a second. But how have you felt about the first half of this season?
First half of this season, that's a good question.
Long pause.
That's a good question. Like, how do I feel about the first half? A couple of episodes were it felt like they were geared more towards kids, which I think that's what they want.
It's kid show.
Kid show. But then you had some episodes that were like geared to folk like us, the hardcore Star Wars, you know what I'm saying, fans with the fandom and like you and me, Rashad, who basically watch everything, Star Wars related from all 9 movies of the Skywalker line movies into the outreach movies to the show Clone Wars. By the way, if y'all haven't seen Clone Wars, y'all are seriously missing out.
Yeah.
Seriously missing out. Some great television there. Then into Rebels, into now the Bad Batch.
I even watched Resistance.
I didn't do that one yet. How we'll talk later.
You ain't gotta go back to that.
Okay, cool. All right, okay. We'll talk. But I think it's been pretty solid. You know what I'm saying? Give it a grade, I give it a B. A solid B.
Yeah. I'm more like a C plus B minus. Like the highs for me are really good. Like the episode that had
Cody.
Cody was a good that was the Cody slash what's the dude? Why can't I think of the dude's name?
Crosshairs.
Crosshair. I think Slingshot. I was thinking all types of stupid gun related names. Yeah.
Sharpshooter.
Yeah. Bowman. Anyway, so sharpshooter. So Crosshair. The episode Crosshair was in was like one of the most amazing Bad Batch episodes, just thematically. How it began and how it ended, and just basically how he's just stuck in this same loop of just being a soldier. And that's all he want to do. It's all he know. But then you'll have episodes like when they go riot racing with Space Wanda Sykes, like that's junk. Like, oh, I've never thought I would not like Wanda Sykes doing a voice, and I just because her voice is so recognizable.
Yeah,
it just takes me out of it. I'm like, yo, like. Or even the episode when they had like the giant space mech in the mountain embedded. Like even her in the episode was taking me out because it was like, man, this is Space Wanda Sykes. It didn't make sense to me. But then you have all right, so we already talked about basically episode 5 is riot racing. That is okay.
Yeah,
episode 6.
I thought 5 was
Let me go back and make sure.
No, I think 5 was the
My bad. That was Entombed.
That was Space Wanda. Space
Wanda Sykes. Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and just get that one out the way because that's the weakest one out this thing.
Space Wanda Sykes Tomb Raider. You know what
Only thing, right? I will say it was a lot of heavy Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark troop into it. It was cool.
It was a good episode. Like I don't know, just Space Wanda Sykes is crazy.
And then too, like I said, I have a thing about little precocious kids and she manipulating Omega and she's like, treasure, we need to get the treasure. And I was just like, oh God, get this little girl out of here.
Come on, Hunter.
Come on, Hunter. Come on, we get the treasure or whatever. So, they did that. That storyline, as of right now, really has no bearings on the greater
nothing. It was literally just a quick side mission.
Yeah, they just found some ancient like Jedi Sith tech, whatever.
I don't know what that was, y'all.
That was kind of cool though. Like they had that that little like almost like Power Rangers Zord hitting in the mountains and stuff, whatever. So yeah, episode was what it was. Let's get to what
Episode
happened
6, though.
6. Oh my god. We had a callback to Clone Wars in this episode where it starts off first of all with the Bad Batch. They got to deal with some trader droids or whatever, so they're all about trading with them and everything. And the batch is doing their thing. They tell Omega and I can't think of which other batch member to stay back. Was it Echo?
Echo. Yeah, it was
I think it was Echo. Yeah,
Echo ain't got one hand.
Yeah, Echo. So to stay back. And then, of course, old Omega being a little precocious self as she can. She's going around snooping.
She kept on hearing something, yo.
Like, then hearing something.
What is
this?
She's
like, let me go see what this is. And she goes around the corner and she sees a Wookiee that is being like basically terrorized and being forced to go into a cage by these droids, and she saves them. And I'm looking and I'm like, this Wookiee looks familiar or whatnot. And so, a whole little scene, fight scene, breakout, whatever. The Batch are trying to make the deal. They get away and kind of find out like they're trying to get away. She's like, come on, let's go. And the Wookiee's like, yo, I gotta find something. Like, it's like trying to find it's trying to find something. Yeah. It's trying to find something. And then we see what he's looking for. The main trader droid had his lightsaber. He used the Force, pulled it out, and I said, "Yo, that's the little Wookiee from Clone Wars. I think like season 1 or something like that.
It's one of them seasons where
and that was like a 3-arc. That was almost like a 3-arc story because it was Ahsoka. Even it's weird how the Jedi do stuff because it's like she was a Padawan like them, but I guess she was a senior Padawan, so she was helping them create their lightsaber hilts. But then they went to Ilum to find their crystal or whatnot.
That other droid took them over. I forgot the droid's name, but yeah, they went to Ilum, found a kyber crystal and had a bomb with it, and then put it in their in the lightsaber. This was a really good arc too, just for lore.
Yeah,
for lore. I'm saying, yeah.
So the Wookiee is what, Gungi?
Yeah,
Gungi.
Either way,
Gungi or whatever. He, so they get away, and they're on the ship, but he doesn't want nothing to do with the Batch or whatever.
Terrified of them
because they try to bring him some food. You start growling. At him, and she's like, "Yo, it's okay. And he was, and like Hunter and them knew that. It was like, yeah, we know why he's like that. Like, he's Jedi, and he was like, hey man, look, that was our brothers. We didn't do anything like that. So he kind of warmed up to them. They said, what you trying to do? My man was like, hey man, I'm on the run. I need to get to Kashyyyk. And they're
I need to go home.
Go to, and like, they was like, do you know your tribe? He was like, I never knew my tribe. They take them away when they're infants. And so, Hunter is always the leader. He's like, hey man, how do we know that the Empire ain't made an outpost? What I'm saying, there yet. He was like, all right, man, we'll get you there and see if we can help you. And they get there and they see that some of Kashyyyk is burning. Certain patches have been burnt out, where the Empire looks like they have employed God, what's the race called?
Trandoshans, right?
Yeah, the Trandoshans. And for those that don't know, the Trandoshans and the Wookiees hate each other. That is a beef that is like, yo, each time they both paying it back in blood. For real, like, for real. So the Trandoshans, it seemed like I've been hired by the Empire to like clear out parts of Kashyyyk and to also hunt down, the Wookiees. Because the Trandoshans, they catch the Wookiees, kill them, skin them, and wear their pelts as prizes. Yeah. And that's some cold stuff, right? That's some cold stuff right there. So long story short, they find a tribe. Gungi and the elder of the tribe is like, no, we don't know who this is, but they talk and they've like, look, we'll bring him into our, bring him into our tribe. And the Batch basically helped them fight off the Trandoshans. And and you see where the Wookiees kind of have a naturist effect to them, they connect with nature. And that also is a callback to Gungi in that Clone Wars, when he was like, they told Ahsoka to close his eyes, and imagine what your when he was crafting his lightsaber, what it would look like. And he was like, I see wood. And you notice that his lightsaber has a wooden hilt because that's speaks to him, because that's, wood is all over Kashyyyk. So solid episode. They, saved the day. It seems like Omega's kind of found religion a little bit too.
Or like she found like some sort of like, she's on some like her new age trek.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's no, even or take it even real lightweight. Like she's on doing her mindfulness stuff. She went back
yeah, she's about meditating, crystals and all that stuff like that. Saying Naji Ramba, all that good
Naji
stuff. So yeah, I mean, so I really like that episode. What about you with that episode, Rashad?
Good, solid episode, and I was glad that we get to see one of the another Jedi, just survive Order 66, because we've been getting the most dirtiest flashbacks. And we about to get another one, when Jack Mandalorian come up. So it was good to see Gunji, because he was definitely like a very rare Wookiee Jedi. So that's cool to see. So next episode 7 and 8 are basically like companions. It's like one long hour episode. So episode 7 is titled Clone Conspiracy. Episode 8 is titled Truth and Consequences. So and this was cool to me because the setup, episode 7, I'm like, oh, okay, so the Bash is like, not even in this episode at all.
And I loved it. I loved that for the episode.
And we come in, first thing we see the city. We see Coruscant. So it's about to be some trouble, yo. Because about to be something going on with the Empire. And it's definitely that. So the Imperial Senate is trying to phase out the clones. You know what I'm saying? And Admiral Rampart is, he just being a dirty dude.
Trash, man.
And it's funny because we see like the clone, like it's like a clone bar. Everybody's having drinks and stuff. And this one dude was like, yo, like, nah, like we need to wake up. You know what I'm saying?
He was like, man, what you talking about? He was like, man, we were both there. We was on Kamino. We saw what the hell happened.
We blew it up. Not even
and I always wanted to know how they were going to cover that up. And they did. They tried to say that it was a massive storm that was on this rainstorm planet that took out that city, along with other civilian, the city that the clones were created in, along with some other cities as well. Like
that's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, so Kamino is a whole planet. Topeka City is just what the cloning facility was.
Yeah.
So not only did they bomb the cloning facility, they bombed every civilization on that planet.
The Kaminians are basically an endangered species.
Yes.
Like it's maybe a handful left out there in the universe, in the Star Wars universe.
They're like snow leopards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ain't a whole lot of them around no more, yo.
For real.
Like they decimated them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And this dude was like really having this like internal struggle with what he did versus what he had to do because he was a clone, and they triggered him to do that. So he was like, nah, I'm about to go drop a dime on somebody, yo.
Right.
And he walks out the bar. His homeboy with him. He's like, hey man, you gotta pull that out, yo. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, pop!
Got pop.
Your boy's dead. Other homeboy was like, where that bullet come from? We got a whole sniper in the background. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he ends up, name is Slips, ends up slipping away. Yep. So after that,
don't forget too as well, you like the Rampart's trying to petition the Senate to
that's all I'm about to get to.
Okay, my bad. So go ahead, Rashad, I'll let you handle that.
No, you good. So we got Admiral Rampart in the Senate. So we got we got the Senate, we got the dude with the horns, you know what I'm saying? And we got the other dude for them. Which is funny, like words are important. Like the name of people who run the bank is called the Banking Clan. That's just hilarious to me.
Yeah. Yeah. We the Bacon Clan.
Like clan. I
Yeah.
couldn't think of a more suitable name for y'all. Coalition, you know what I'm saying? Conglomerate? Nah, clan.
Clan.
Anyway, so they're talking like, yeah, man, like, nah, we don't need no more clones. Clones on their way out. And this random senator, named Senator Chuchi, she's like, but these is kind of like people, yo. Like, like they need help. Like they're about to be retired and phased out, but like it's still a bunch of them running around here. Like you can't just leave them like that. And fam was like, they don't got no representation in the Senate.
Yeah.
Like we don't care nothing about them.
This reminded me so much of how some people see how the U.S. treats some of their veterans when they come back from war or else after they get out the military. That's why you have a lot of like veterans. Sometimes they be like, yo, I served in such and such war, this and that, blah, blah, these years, but stuff ain't go right and now I'm homeless, or what I'm saying, or I need this, I need that. So
especially like of a bygone generation, because when like Joseph's reign as Vietnam was going on, so like a lot of them came back home, and which is weird. You know what I'm saying? Like thinking about it, like in modern terms, like they were mad at them. I'm like, fam, they got drafted to go to the war. Why you?
Yeah,
like,
they didn't want to go.
They flipped that, like, and it's amazing how the narrative of a thing can change your perspective on a group of people.
And me thinking right now too, we're not knowing what because this is basically a prequel. We already know that yes, they did phase them out, but also remember last year in Kenobi when he went back to Nar Shaddaa, and they had that clone trooper who was homeless sitting on the side like as a beggar, just sitting there shaking a can, just trying to get some. These people don't care.
Nah, yo, not at all.
Yeah,
so
they ain't care, man.
So she's like really attuned to just the sensitivities of the clones, and she walks out like, yo, like I ain't got a lot of time. Like I really need to figure this out. And he was like, yo, like somebody gave you a call. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Got a message. And matter of fact, before that, like she bumps in the clips.
Even before that, she went to the clone bar and tried to solicit them. And they were all like, and one of them was like, hey man, we just want to go out here and fight, man. That's all we know, which is true. All they know are being troops and stuff. They're like, what happened to us, man? All we know is being troops and stuff. And she was like, no, y'all are more than that. Y'all are people, man. Like, and then they finally saw, she was like, help me help you.
Yeah.
Help me help you. And they finally kind of was like, okay, cool. She was like, what are some grievances? What do y'all want? What do y'all need? And you saw that they kind of was like, all right, cool. They trusted her. Then, like you said, she runs into Slips somehow. After that, Slips tells her like, hey, you are, you need to tread lightly here or whatever. And she's like, look, one of my boy was just talking about this and everything, and they killed him. What makes you think they won't kill, kill you? And she was like, what? And he explained to her like about, hey, dog, that wasn't no storm that took out Kamino. That was the Empire. And she was like, no way. He was like, no, yes way it is. He was like, yo, I gotta meet with somebody and whatnot, and we'll get some information. So what happened next? Yeah, go ahead, Rashad.
So like one of her guards was like, yeah, you got a secure message. And so they go meet up with somebody, and they meet up with your boy, Bail Organa. And Bail Organa said, hey man, saw you out there representing today. I see you an ally. I need to talk to you about some stuff. So he was saying like, that communal thing is real, basically confirming. He said, but you need evidence. I know you can get evidence from. You know what I'm saying? So they had a conversation, and she goes to try to find Slips. And on the way to find Slips, and then good look, Slips was like, yo, he said, hey, I need you to, basically, she wants Slips to testify. That's going to be her evidence. No one wants her to testify. And he's like, man, I'm getting the hell out of here.
I know someone who can make it where I disappear. Yeah, I'm not trying to be bothered with this one bit. And she was just like, come on, you have to do this. What about you?
He was like, nah, big dog, I'm out. So he said, man, you ain't safe. It ain't safe out here. And guess what?
Wow. And but
shot.
luckily before he did that, he told her. He was like, hey.
Oh yeah, I made a backup copy of that on the Venator.
On the Venator, which is
Rampart's
his flagship. It was like, you can get it out there, you can find it, and then he gets popped.
He said, yeah, it's here on Coruscant being retrofitted.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So he gets popped, man. One of her guards get popped. You know what I'm saying?
The other guard gets her away, but he get popped too at the end. And then good old, probably everyone's favorite clone trooper,
Commander Cody.
No, that was Rex, baby.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Captain Rex.
They all look alike.
Yeah, they all look the same. Hold on, let me say it right. Captain Rex. Captain Rex.
Yeah, Rex shows up, save the day, and they end up like a nice little chase scene. You know what I'm saying? Like through the building with all the smoke and stuff. It was cool.
So the one thing I was completely wrong about was also too, before all that happened, Rampart, the assassin that killed the other guy, he was like, hey, make sure you find this dude, find Slips. And if the senator do what you got to do. And the whole time the assassin has like a mask on, it's clone. I'm like, all right, this is the worst secret ever. We all know this is crosshairs. I'm like, this is all crosshairs. Come on, worst secret ever. So when Cody stuns him and goes to take his mask off, hey, guess what? It won't crosshairs. I was like, oh, I'll take that on the chin. It won't crosshairs. He was like, yo, what are your markings or whatever? It was a clone, but no markings were on the clone.
He's an unregistered clone out here.
Yeah, unregistered clone. And so they took him back to interrogate him. And my man pulled the I guess the Star Wars version of a cyanide capsule.
He pulled out the Nazi cyanide on him.
The cyanide, I'll never tell you not, and electrocuted himself and killed him. I said, God almighty. And so that's when that's the end of that first episode.
Yeah. So that leads us to the batch. They just chilling.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
They
bored.
Bored.
Doing nothing. You know
Omega over there meditating.
Yeah. She said, man, like, yo, like Gunji told me how to do this, man, but it'll be working like him.
And Echo was like, yeah, he's a Jedi. But you know what, too, I've noticed too, and I like, you've seen like the relationship between Echo and Omega build since the beginning of this season, right here. Just talking and stuff, like their relationship has kind of built, because in the first season she kind of clung to Wrecker more than it was Wrecker and Hunter were the ones that she kind of clung to, but this season she was really up under Echo a whole lot more.
Definitely.
So Rex calls the boys and like, hey guys, got a mission for you. It was like, yeah, what's up? He was like, yeah, meet me on Coruscant.
It was like, what?
Hunter said, wait, I beg your pardon? Yo, where? And then you got to remember, and then Omega's like, what's wrong with Coruscant? You got to remember, she's only known. She don't know nothing. She's only known Kamino. And it was like, yo, that's the capital of the empire. Like, hey, they ain't a good look. Us coming there. He was like, hey, look, man, I'm going to send y'all some stuff. Y'all going to be fine, whatever. So they get to Coruscant, and, Rex introduced them to Senator Chuchi, and they say everything that's going on. And they're like, all right, damn, so what you need us to do? Hey, we need you to break into the shipyard, basically, and go on a Venator and download this information. It was like, oh, man, this is going to be kind of rough to do this. And Rex was like, hey, don't worry, I got a back way to do it. And it was like, what you going to do, Senator? She was like, I'm going to stall. I'm going to get some more people in our cause. And they're like, hey, you might need some protection, this, that. And then Omega, I'll do it. I was like, really, Omega? You go do it? Bet. Okay, cool. But it made sense. It kind of still makes sense.
It made sense for
her
story.
From a storyline. So Omega basically goes with Chuchi. She's trying to get an understanding of what the Senate is. She doesn't know. She's like, so what do y'all do? And she's like, we represent the people, and we try to, do what's in the best interest.
And the funny thing, she was like, what does that mean? Like,
She's like, what does that mean?
It was funny because like saying I represent the people really on the surface is a very vague statement.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And on the real, like if as a child, it gets a kid to understand kind of how politics works.
Yeah.
To be honest.
So, she takes her into the main, Senate hall chamber, that we all saw in the prequels with all the chair, the little floating disc and stuff like that. And she explains to her, like, yo, each one of those platforms or what represents, a planet or a group of people for that's part of the Galactic Senate. And she was like, where's the clone representation? She says, where's the clone one? And she was like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do here.
About that.
About that. That's what I'm trying to do. And she was like, that isn't seem fair. And you're like, you're right, it isn't fair or whatever. And that's when she gets an understanding of basically, for all intents and purposes, clones, like even going back to the pilot episode of Clone Wars, when they was like when they was trapped with Clo Plume, and he was like, we're just clones, they don't care about it. He was like, I care about y'all are my guys or whatnot. So then we go to the heist, and Rex and the boys, they slip through security, they go through a back way, ventilation, all that good stuff like that, and they get to the Venator. And they get there, and I was like, yo, this seems like this is just too daggone easy for them to get this information.
I mean, Rex said he had it, yo.
Off this hard, it just seems too easy to get this information off this hard drive. And so when they get there, they're like, oh, the ship is not powered up. And the only way to get this information, we got to power it up. We're going to draw attention.
You're going to trip an alarm, yo.
And it was like, well, how long? A little bit, but it can be done. All right. It was like game time, bet. They flipped the switch, powered up. Everybody started noticing. It was like, hey, the Venators, nope, send the troops, set everything up, download, and basically you just had the batch download and just basically go through. And once again, I still appreciate so much how, even though they are, have to hurt their brothers, they're still just using stun. They're not killing them. They're not putting their on phase or anything like that while they are trying to kill them, but they're just using the stun. And while that is going on, you have the actual Senate vote where Rampart is basically pleading his case. But let's also go into this. We didn't bring this up. Blue Horn dude, that's Palpatine's second in command, his right hand man. Hamida, I think, Grand Hamida, Hasamida or something.
That sounds right.
Right, his name, whatever. It appears that him and Rampart and the Emperor are all in, like, where him and Rampart are into this about getting rid of clones and going more into recruiting people and stuff. I think they said it's more cost effective and all that. And he was like, hey, you better get this done through the Senate or it's not going to happen. And then earlier in the show, there was a scene where when they first brought it up, and Chuchi was like, well, what does the Emperor thinks about this? The Emperor has more pressing needs to worry about, as saying pressing words like that. So you didn't see Palpatine at all. And so that's going on. So let's go at Rampart's trying to say, hey, this is what we're going to do, blah, blah, blah. And then Chuchi comes up and says, no, it's not. You guys destroyed Kamino. Used to that, blah, blah. Because she also went and spoke to the person who was a Kaminoan who was like on the Treasury, who was on the Treasury board for the Intergat, but she got stepped down, and she didn't want to be bothered at first until Omega was like, hey, I'm a clone and I'm pissed at what they did to my home. And she was like, all right, cool. So
her name was Holly Bertoni.
Yeah, Holly Bertoni, yeah.
You know where they got that from? Halliburton.
Very good. Because the only comedian I always knew was Lama Su, and she played Lama Su. Yeah, she was like, yeah, he thought he was the one touch, but what an idiot type thing. So the batch, for all intents and purposes, basically break through, get the stuff. They fight back through the clones, and they're running to get to the Senate to give Chuchi the incriminate information. Because the whole thing is, you can say this all you want, but they need
you ain't got
hard
any
evidence.
proof. Yeah,
They
yeah.
need proof, hard evidence. So, they're like, where's your evidence or whatever? And then, Omega met the boys outside, got it. She ran, gave it to Bail Organa. Organa said, we got the proof. And they basically played from the ship's manifesto log or whatever, manifest log, the whole viewing of them bombing the entire planet. And you just see everybody go like, what? Even the people that was like, yeah, we need to go ahead and get this, they're like, yo, like they really like, wow, all this is going on. And then the surprise happened in the episode. You hear like a an air horn like sound. Everyone's looking around, and the floor opens up. Rise. Emperor Palpatine himself, Darth Sidious, is coming up, and he is in full Emperor Palpatine regalia at this point, all black, still hooded up, Sith eyes just a glowing through the little slit you see, and he played them. Listen, man,
he hit your boys when he hit your boys with the hezzy drop back.
Yeah.
Palpatine. And then cross back over. Oh my god, yo.
Palpatine. Papa Palpatine has to be the most strategic, probably villain to ever grace any type of media. My man basically played on everyone's emotions. It was like, arrest him. He's been arrested for treason, this and that. And it was like, we did bring this to the table, but I think we need to visit this because it hurts me to see that the clones acted so blindly to this. I was like, yo, really? And he was like, so I say we vote yes to the Stormtrooper program. I
was like, yo, that was so good. How they flipped that. I was like, yeah, way to go, guys. Y'all really okay. Yeah. I see what y'all did.
Filoni, man, he did it.
That was so good. How we just keep on like adding layers to Palpatine, and how Sidious is just being the smartest person in the room almost every time,
and he knows it. He knows it. So the episode ends with the batch meeting with Chuchi and Rex, and they're like, hey, yeah, man, like, dang, so we did that for nothing. It was like, no. She's like, no, I'm gonna still fight for you, what I'm saying, the clones, so the clones and everything or whatnot. And then it's like the clones like, well, good luck. There's like, good luck, Rex and Echo, stay out of trouble, good luck too. She was like, the hell y'all talking about here? And Echo's basically like, yo, my time with y'all has come to an end. Like
y'all want to go on stupid adventures and get killed on some dumb stuff. Y'all I really have a purpose. I'm about to do that. Y'all go have fun doing stupid stuff by yourselves. But I love you though.
Yeah. I love you though. Yeah. He was thrown off from that hug from her. He was like, he says, I'm giving you an order. You still study, you still learn. And she was like, yes, sir, or whatever. So basically, Echo is going to stick with Rex, and they're going to go help out other clones and all that good stuff. And the batch is back down to just 3 plus Omega. With them or whatnot. So that 2-story arc right there, fantastic.
It's good. And then that's what I was saying, man. Like, it had some really high highs and some really low lows. So yeah, it earned a C plus B minus to me. But yeah, man, it's a pretty decent first half of the season. I'm really hoping that we don't play no games the second half. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened the first season. The second half of the first season, besides the last 2 episodes, are not that great.
Yeah, it's a lot of.
You know what I'm saying, like, I was like, yo, what is we doing? Like, we are, y'all, especially like when they gave us that amazing opening episode. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dog, like, y'all know y'all can do it, but like, let's give us what we want. Stop playing.
Yeah, so that's the halfway point. breakdown of the Bad Batch. Like I said, we said at the beginning of the season, because this is 16 episodes, we're going to break it up into 4. So we did the first half. So we'll be back with this after episode 12 to, see where we are, what I'm saying, that third quarter of it. But so far, Bad Batch is, like I said, B, C, CB, C plus, B minus, B, whatever for the show right now. And I just hope it keeps the momentum going, especially after these last 2 episodes.
Definitely keep momentum going. But yeah, that's all we got for this one. Kyle Racing Kids will be back in a few. Shoot. Mandalorian next.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Can't wait for that.
Yeah, that's in March,
March 1st, I believe.
March 1st.
Yeah, definitely. So be back for that. Check us this Saturday, Last of Us. Mm-hmm. Definitely go back to the video before this. Check out the DCU talk with our man Jason from the Hard Art Wrestling Podcast, which Tony is a part of. Make sure you subscribe to them. They're doing big things over there. And until the next time.
Peace out, everybody.